Oh, I saw an artifact of the past. Just randomly while I was on Twitter. Check this out.
Look here, this image is what is being shown on the United States Nintendo page for the game Dispatch, and this is what is being shown everywhere else. Now, let me point out the differences. This right here has been changed on the US store, so has this, covering up skin, and this right here has been covered up as well. Now, look again at the US version and you can see what I'm talking about.
It sounds like a parody.
Some Western feminists had a big problem with showing off all that female skin, but
it's like it's like straight from 2017. It's vintage. Remember when this was the game? I mean, when I started my channel, I would boot up stream and I'd be like, okay, we're gonna find a video like this. And now it's like, oh my god, I'm being drafted to be sent to Cuba, you know?
let me refer you back to this chart here.
What's that voice? It's like, this is like the chud YouTuber voice affect of the past. This like overemphasized smug tone that sounds like it should be put over a rant sona. Like you're always talking down to like a feminist, basically, to a feminazi.
If this is your customer base, then why in the bloody hell would you even consider making censorial—
And they're all British. Ah, and he actually has a Ransona. Is this him? He's the— I didn't watch this far. He's a mecha— he's a cool mecha guy?
Decisions like this one that we saw—
Wait, hold on. I have to find the actual channel. Yes! Hold on. Dr. Disaster. Not a small channel, 183,000 subs. But how old is the channel, you know? Because this sounds like a person who's been in the game for a long time. Oldest video? Nah, only 4 years ago. That's not— it's younger than me. Could be he's out of time. Could be, though, this is not his first channel, you know? But my guess is that this is a second channel because it looks like he really hit the ground running, you know? Gina Carano Fallout, Gina Carano's Revenge, Star Wars is terrified of Gina Carano. Like, it sound like this guy hit the ground running on the topics, or he just deleted all his old cringy shit. Well, clearly not all of it. This has taken me back. I love these. Oh my god. I love these slop thumbnails. Fuck, my cough. Ah! Gamers say hell no. Here is the shit show. This was all of YouTube for like 5 years, by the way. From, well, maybe not 5, more like 3. From 2017 to 2020, this was all of YouTube. This was the entire— this was the whole thing. Wow, I just want to watch this. Sony has developed an AI tool to censor games in real time. What the fuck is this crap? Absurd. Ghost of Yotai just won a— does he have a real costume?
Why can't you give?
Disaster. And by now, it is probably very clear that I am not a fan of Sucker Punch and the way that they handled the sequel to the well-loved Ghost of Tsushima. As far as I'm concerned, after how they handled the controversy in
Where's the
wake
dance?
of the murder of Charlie Kirk, my—
So sorry, my bad. Big fan of Ghost of Tsushima, was not aware the studio orchestrated the assassination of Charlie Kirk. My bad. I'm unfollowing immediately.
attitude toward them—
Wait, where was the dance though? Yes! It's a real costume! Let's go! Yes, yes, yes! This is probably not copyrighted music. We carry the flame. This is so good. They don't make them like this anymore, man.
Alright, me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the—
All right. but I haven't played Ghost of Yotai, so I can't really comment on this. I have seen naked women before, so I can comment on the other on whatever this one is. Dispatch. I haven't played Dispatch. Cringe AF. Nintendo appears doomed by new modern audience presidents of the company. It's true, Matt. Nintendo has never been concerned by nudity and sexual content in their games before. This is a recent development.
What's up, space pirates? This is your admiral, the endlessly edgy Dr. Disaster. And despite the fact that the Nintendo Switch 2 has sold really
My white ass is seated right now, okay?
well, everyone has to admit that there was, earlier this year, a massive failure of communication between Nintendo and its customers with regards to this new console, where they sounded completely out of touch.
Is this some sort of peasant joke that I'm too rich to understand?
To illustrate my point, this is an article from earlier this year where they discuss the president of Nintendo of America, Doug Bowser, as saying that if you can't afford a Switch 2, then you can just buy a Switch 1. Basically,
that's true.
The idea is that if you're too broke to afford their new console, then either stop being broke or just buy one of their old consoles and shut the hell up.
If you're... I don't really know what else you're supposed to do with that one though, right? Like, consoles are often sold at a loss. The console itself is usually underpriced for the hardware it contains. The companies make the money back on the games you buy with their licenses and stuff. So, I don't really know what you're supposed to do with that. Like, the Switch 2 being 500, it's like, 500, man, that's like 1/2 of a 32 gig stick of RAM these days. It's not, look, it's a good console, I assume. I haven't bought it yet.
Poor, stop being poor.
Well, Doug Bowser is now stepping down from his role as president of
Nintendo has never sold their consoles at a loss. Is it just Microsoft and Sony that have done that then? Has Nintendo always been able to squeak out a profit? That's interesting. Okay, well.
Nintendo of America, and based on how the messaging of the company has been this past year, that's probably a good thing.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
Please stop trying to get me copyright claimed.
The problem with this is that the person they are replacing Doug Bowser with is this woman here,
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I see the problem. Oh, there we go. The conflict has been established.
Evan Pritchard. And look, I miss the days when Reggie ran things at Nintendo.
Me too.
And I would love to see the glory days of Nintendo restored, but there is a reason that we have seen news like this growing over the past few years with Nintendo of America. The censorship for games on Nintendo have been growing, and that is a function of the marketing department, which this woman
Hasn't Nintendo historically not had to do quite as much censoring on their games because they don't tend to license adult games? Like, Dispatch is pretty spicy, isn't it? I've seen some clips from Dispatch. Isn't it like the kind of game people make porn of? Just not like normally they don't have to do so much censorship because they don't even allow those games to be played on their console, you know?
She ran it. And keep in mind that yes, while Doug Bowser might have been the one to have said this shit here, he would have been coached by the marketing department as to what their message was supposed to be, meaning that it ultimately came from this person here.
What? The WQ, the woman question? When the previous guy said something I didn't like, it was because she was behind the scenes pulling the strings the entire time? Is that like is that how companies work? Yeah, for sure. The president, in interviews, when a president gives kind of like a gaffe answer to a question, it's because that info was fed to them by marketing. Yeah.
So, this move of hiring this person to become the new president of Nintendo of America really has me thinking.
Are you people f***ing retarded?
Oh my god. All right, come on, get to the TNA.
Alright me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. A lot of people have told me that they have been unwillingly unsubscribed to the channel, so make sure that you are still subbed.
Would you guys be okay with me making 1/10 of every video I put out this?
Ever since I started mentioning this in my videos, I've had loads of people tell me that they found this had happened to them. If you've heard me say this before, well, this section of my videos will be skippable from now on by being turned into a chapter on the video timeline. But I do have to keep mentioning it because I don't know why this happens, but this crap does seem to happen an awful lot. In any case, let's talk about this move that Nintendo has made, bringing on this woman, Devin Pritchard, to replace Doug Bowser. For full context, we're going to start by looking at this survey here, which I have cited numerous times on this channel. This comes from late 20...
Somebody in chat said this is made up, by the way, which I have to say I think is probably true. There is no way only 11% of the... owners of a Nintendo Switch are women. That's crazy. Of a Nintendo console? I would have trouble believing that even for like an Xbox 360 or whatever, but a fucking Switch? No way. Yeah, not with Animal Crossing, New Horizons or whatever the fuck that was.
2024, and it is a survey that was conducted by Nintendo, sent out to a random selection of about 6. This was marketing research.
I forgot, like, a big element of these chud slop channels is that they are in fact chud slop, so they do tend to get boring once you get over the hype, the pomp and circumstance.
Gaming audience, and yet we see news like this pop up. This came from a week and a half or so ago from the site Nintendo Life. It says here, when the Switch generation was in full swing, there were stories about games being censored in some way or form and even blocked from being published on the eShop. With this in mind, it seems fans of the superhero comedy Dispatch...
Wait, I thought the premise here was that this was a new development because a woman was in charge of the company or whatever. When the Switch generation was in full swing, that started like a decade ago, or whenever the fuck the first Switch... When did the first... Wasn't it like 2017 or something, the first Switch? 2017, yeah.
Spotted a potential cover-up on Nintendo's digital storefront in the US. The banner for the Dispatch Art and Comics Pack DLC is showing much less skin compared to the listings in other locations. And now, look here. This image is what is being shown on the United States Nintendo page for the game Dispatch.
They're all pretty hot,
and this is what is being shown everywhere else. Now, let me point out...
They censored her damn pussy bones.
Differences. This right here has been changed on the US store, so has this, covering up skin, and this right here has been covered up as well. Now, look again at the US version and you can see...
Oh, I didn't even notice those ones. Yeah, it's like one of those, what are they called? Spot the differences games? So, okay, hold on. So they made this guy's cutoff shorts fuller, and they put like shorts on this girl instead of just her panties, and they filled in the tit window here and the tit window here, and they gave... Fuck you. And they gave her shorts. That looks like ass, actually. Look at that. I mean, okay, it does look like ass. I mean, like, it looks bad. This, like, yellow banana right here. They took away Flambe's pubes, man. They did! What the fuck? He had pubes in the original one. You can see his bush. They hid it. That's fucked up. Nintendo? Nintendo. You got something to answer for. I bet this is because they let women work at the company.
What is being shown on the United States Nintendo page had a big problem.
Yeah, he's hooking me in.
Showing off all that female skin, but let me refer you back to this chart.
Wait, not just female skin, dog. They censored the men too. The pubes. The pubes.
problem with showing off all that female skin, but let me refer you back to this chart here. If this is your customer base, then why in the bloody hell would you even consider making censorial decisions like this one that we saw for Dispatch? Why would you do that? And it isn't just
I looked the chart up, it's 50% female owners. I have no idea why you would want to pretend that lots of women don't play the Switch. I just don't get the obsession with gatekeeping women out of your hobbies. Wouldn't you, like, want to spend time with women who like your hobbies? I don't get... Like, do you only want a girlfriend who reluctantly watches you play games on the couch? Or like, you... Like, she's just sitting there and you're like, yeah, this is what this does. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm not, like, playing dumb or whatever. I legitimately don't understand why you wouldn't be... Like, it would be one thing if you were gay, because then when women enter into the hobby, you're like, fuck, now there's less cock or whatever. I guess nowadays the women all have cocks too. I don't know. You understand what I mean. But if you're a straight guy, the fact that you could meet women in your hobby, I don't get it. So yeah, stay woke.
Patch that has had this issue.
This guy's never met a woman. He's literally a fucking space pirate commander. You really think this guy doesn't get bitches? You need to stay in your lane.
Had countless stories just like this, as the article said. Now, on the one hand, you could argue that Nintendo is a family-oriented company which makes games like Mario and Kirby, and they want to maintain this air of being a family company. But on the other hand, if that was their position, then why is it that someone in Japan or Australia or whatever could see this image here? Why is that okay over there?
My honest to God, I think the reason for this might be that there's a different perception of Nintendo as a family company in America than there is in Japan. Like, for one, in America, we have more of a moral panic over nudity. Especially right now while the conservatives are in charge. Like, there are way more people... Like, okay, I've been to Japan. Even in the, like, less touristy areas, there were titted up, like, action figurines and posters and whatever the fuck, like, all over the place. I'm not going to say it's part of the national culture. I think that might be an overstatement, but it's definitely fairly normalized. Whereas I could see this being pretty spicy by the standards of something that you would get in, like, a GameStop, right? Like, if you went to a GameStop, you might see cleavage and stuff, but you probably wouldn't see a guy's pubes. So it might just be America being more prudish about nudity, which is funny because they have the porn censorship law and we don't, but you know, it's complicated. I'm just pitching a guess here, you know?
If the idea is that Nintendo...
This motherfucker has not seen the eShop, there's so much hentai. Yeah, but that's the eShop. But Dispatch is getting a box release in stores. So that, I think, might be it. Keep in mind right now, we're living in a political environment where white women with demonic faces will take videos of them marching into Target, finding a t-shirt with a rainbow flag on it, and going, why are they selling this demon shit to our kids? So, like, yeah, I could understand them maybe bringing it down a little bit. Like, oh, I brought little Timmy over to GameStop so we could buy FIFA 2026 or whatever. Why? And there's like a guy's pubes out or something. Like, I don't think it's because a woman works at Nintendo. I just don't think that's the reason.
Wants to maintain the image of being a wholesome family company, then they would want to censor this universally. Quite clearly, this was done by the marketing department at Nintendo of America specifically after they decided that it's culturally unacceptable to show the swimsuits from these images to people in the US. As Madam said...
The funniest thing, too, is that oh my god, Grums. It's fucking Grums. It's the breast milk guy. The weird thing, too... The weird thing about this also is that, like, normally this discourse about localization censorship is done in the context of Western companies censoring stuff that Japan is okay with, like their own games. Usually lolicon stuff, right? Like Asmongold did that bit where he was like, Western feminists censored this game, and the censorship in question was like hiding the pussy bones on a kid Demon Hunter thing in a game that got released in Japan where they didn't censor it over there, which, like, I don't know. To me, this is a skill issue thing. I'm okay with them doing that kind of censorship. However, Dispatch is not a Japanese game, right? Am I wrong on that? My understanding is that Dispatch is not a Japanese game. Or am I wrong? You are correct? Okay, then what are we even talking about? Nintendo America is censoring Japanese culture. They're dooming themselves to a modern audience that demands everything be localized. The localization in question, where was Dispatch made? Developed and published by Ad Hoc Studio, which is American. Well, then what the fuck? What? Yeah, they're localizing American culture? Okay.
Over on X wrote in response to the news that this Pritchard woman is taking over for Doug Bowser, she said, marketing.
Man, I hate
worst
women.
U.S. department with the most redundancy. These lot are the ones lying to Japanese offices on marketing research. It's going to get worse, and Nintendo is going to scratch its head on why. I mean, you have to think
Oh
that
my
if
God.
these numbers here are representative at all for the customer base of Nintendo, then there is no way in hell that they should ever have decided to add the following crap to the latest Metroid Prime game.
Wait, what? Okay, I hear the latest Metroid Prime game fucking sucks, by the way, so I'm not going to defend it. I don't know what this is on.
Wow. What a mess. You're alone on a planet. No hope of survival.
We fire lasers out of our arm cannon? I guess we just do that now.
But you're also
Focus,
not
M.
sitting next to Phil anymore in that cute.
Focus M is doubly funny in the context of somebody talking to Samus. That's really fucking funny.
So... win?
I don't know who needs to hear this,
Focus,
but
Metroid.
guys, males, we don't like that kind of thing in our games. That is shit for Redditors, for feminists.
Imagine being this guy and talking down to Redditors. That's crazy. That's insane. Holy shit. This man's mind is a house of mirrors. He's fucking... Fuck.
And progressive shitlords. And if the marketing department at Nintendo were reporting accurately, not just talking about their wish list of who they want to be their customers, but actually reported on who is buying their games, buying their consoles, playing their titles, then we wouldn't have to deal with stuff like this. The thing is, with a brand like Nintendo, they are so...
You weren't kidding about the chud slop part? Dude, this was like all of YouTube. It was the no bullshit era. Like, there were hundreds of, like, the most relevant conservative channels were largely, like, gaming adjacent, like, post-Gamergate fascist YouTube channels that still almost exclusively talked about Hollywood or the game industry, and they put out 50 videos a day, and all of them were the same. Do you prefer this alt-right or today's alt-right? Damn, these videos were a lot more funny than just watching the President of the United States rape my country to death, I guess. A little bit more... Oh, man. It's still pretty repetitive. Can we... I wasn't going to be on that late. Can we, like, look at a little bit of one more, please? This is so therapeutic for me. I feel like I'm... Okay, hold on. Netflix's Tomb Raider was modern audience self-insert. The shitlibs, what do the shitlibs do? Melt down over its rejection. Gotcha. Okay, it has to be about something I know about. I didn't watch Stranger Things, and I'm not paying attention to Ubisoft because I play real games. A tool to censor the pussy bones. I like that he has the timing on his videos down so that whenever you mouse over them, it jumps ahead to the point where he starts dancing. It's the same point in every video. So you can't actually look ahead on the video. It always just goes straight to the dancing. Do we want to do the AI one just because I want to look at the titties? Are there more titties? These thumbnails are so fucking cursed, man.
What's up, space pirates?
What's up?
This is your admiral, the reasonably ruthless Dr. Disaster. And the level of censorship that we have seen in video games over the past year has been utterly ridiculous. The financial companies like Visa and PayPal have been pissing in our faces.
What is that? Is that piss? Is that piss?
You may recall that they essentially bullied Steam into changing their terms of service so as to follow their guidelines.
Yeah, that was pretty. I agree with him on this. That was like really fucked. Yeah. Payment processors should not be bullying, you know, content like hosting platforms into censoring nudity or sexual content or whatever. Their job is to facilitate payments. That was actually like super bad. Vaush just gonna agree with this video. Look, I'm not just, I mean, if I agree with the point, like that was really, really bad. It's just worth keeping in mind that like that was done by conservatives. Like it was a conservative social group in Australia that kind of fronted the push for this. So I mean, if you're anti like it was not the feminists doing this. Well, they did call themselves feminists, but they're the swerf kind of feminists. So if you're anti-swerf, I mean, you know, whatever.
Disallowing adult-oriented content.
Holy fuck. Stellar Blade is Korea, right? It's Korean?
Their guidelines. Disallowing adult...
Dude, the fact that they make women look like this is insane. This, like, gee, no wonder they have the lowest birth rate of any country on earth. It's one thing to make the women all titted up. That's great, whatever, you know, just like every fucking Korean, whenever they make a woman. Remember that from the Game Awards? We saw that one game from the Game Awards, and the guy was really hot, and the woman looked like this weird twee cursed doll, you know? And then her face melted. Wasn't that Chinese? Maybe.
Oriented content on Valve's platform, even if it is properly marked as adult content, and even if there are guardrails in place to prevent non-adults from accessing such games. This was always ludicrous, considering that these same payment processors still work openly with adult websites like OnlyFans. This is definitely a case of these people trying to curate what gamers have access to for reasons that I can only assume are malevolent. And
I mean, that's true. That's true. That's true. I agree with that. I think that's true. Vaush, it's Chinese. I apologize for my East Asian racism.
Honestly, at this point, the feeling is mutual with these guys.
Hey.
Got him. Hey, stop.
Right back at you, bitch.
Stop.
Well, the censorship that we see now is nothing compared to the possibilities that the future holds. We've discussed AI a few times recently, and I am of the opinion that it is a useful tool that will help people become more efficient in all kinds of jobs. Now, This isn't me suggesting that people should settle for the sort of AI...
Of course he's pro-AI. Dog, have you seen his thumbnails?
Slop that we see on social media or anything like that, but let's just be real. There is no putting this genie back in the bottle. AI is not going anywhere, and I have no problem with studios using it to speed up the process of developing games.
4chan's heavily pro-AI. This is in line with him being V-coded. This is really embarrassing for 4chan, man. If that's the colony that this space commander got sent from, that's really embarrassing for them. But it's true. I mean, chuds like AI. Chuds love AI because they hate art. They hate artists. Because every time an artist talks, they're like woke or whatever, you know?
If I did have a problem with that, I would be hypocritical, since I use AI to speed up my own research all the time. But
that's why these videos are the way they are.
There are certain things that this technology can do which I will absolutely not support.
Big credit, by the way, I have never seen gameplay of Stellar Blade. I've only seen people post goon gifs on Twitter saying this is what real games look like for real men. I've never actually seen someone like fight an enemy in it. I've never seen it, and the game's been out for years. This is completely new to me. So like if he actually played Stellar Blade and didn't just jerk off to gifts of it or whatever, it's interesting, you know?
And that is a furtherance of the censorship.
What the fuck? You're shooting her.
But unfortunately, that appears
the fuck?
to be
She's hitting you.
where all of this is going, with AI dictating what we can and cannot see.
desire
Stop
is irrelevant.
trying to get me copyrighted, man.
A machine.
Yeah, it looks like
Also,
Sony
spoilers
is diving
for Terminator or Terminator 2 or whatever. I was mostly focused on scrolling up.
headfirst into the ability to censor games and even players. They are developing a technology that allows AI to alter what a player would see or hear in real time while playing a game.
You're not even addressing his points. What are you doing to us? I am addressing his points. So far, I've agreed with everything that he said. That's me addressing them. Well, I'm not gonna. Well, you think I'm gonna like disagree with him for the love of the game? I agree with what he's saying here. It's bad.
Of course, the way that this is being packaged is about as predictable as it comes.
Oh my God!
Somebody please!
It's buffering the fucking
But
video
ultimately,
so
with
much.
everything that we have seen over the past few years with regards to how these large companies have been targeting gamers with censorship, we already 1,000 of you space show Starblade, which will attempt to blur out things that they don't want you to see in real time. This article here from the Gaming Bible discusses it, telling us about the potential usage of this tech. Sony has been busy over recent months by implementing a series of changes aimed at both making the PlayStation 5 better as well as testing the waters for the PlayStation 6. With gaming technology forever evolving, the major companies have to keep up with the demand, and with AI being more and more popular, despite criticism over the use of generative AI, Sony has patented an AI censorship tool. Aimed at the PS5 and PS6, documents add that the technology is also going to be a focus for other rival consoles.
You talk real slow, man.
Now, the language in this article from this game journalist guy actually comes off as pretty positive. There is a positive spin being put on this, because if there is anything that game journalists like to see in gaming, it is the idea that a game, or even gamers themselves, could be censored. They will cry and moan and scream. Studios comes out in an interview and simply discusses using AI to speed up the art process. In fact, or even
oh my God, the rest of the video really is. Oh, what are these ovary lights? Where were those? Where were those? What the fuck? I lost them. I lost them. Where'd the ovary lights go?
As threaten them, as long as this does, which was generative AI and Sony.
Did I hallucinate them?
Is come after that game a rated a ben out of sh or even not the language in this anything some out things to speed up a any nope but just be arc reviews are people's and thuds. Let's first
what the fuck did I
include in censored content. You will be
You're going crazy? Wait, am I really?
Fashion, but
no.
Then they will talk about it in a neutral or even positive fashion.
That's fucking crazy. Holy shit. That's that's fucking wild. Oh my God. Yeah, this is how many eggs she has left. You know, that as she gets older, the lights dim a little bit, they go down. That rules. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna top this. I'm not gonna top this. Oh man. Oh. Fashion opinion on this? I can't really speak on this one, but I think the where was it? The flight jacket was kind of a good fit. Hold on. Not the flight jacket, the field jacket. That's kind of cute. As is often the case with the slutty girl dress-up games, the prettiest outfits are usually the one that show the least skin, because once the designers gave up on it being just like another looking glass for which to see the same pubic bones and titties, they actually put a little more effort into making it look nice, even without those being visible. So this dress is probably the cutest thing she wears that I saw, in my opinion. That's pretty cute too. Pro titty censorship now, lol. I mean, it's not censorship, it's just like, games like Stellar Blade are pretty fucking sexless, you know? I don't know how you can look at this and be turned on. Oh, well, maybe that. Stuff like this. Yeah, the rocks are pretty, though. I don't mind it. That's good to know. This to me, it is nothing to do with like prudishness. It's just, it's ridiculous. It's like a comedy outfit, you know? If you're into like the comedy sex thing, that's cool, I guess, but it's not porn. It's a video game. So it's not even like, yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. Anyway, we're not topping the ovary LEDs. So it's really weird. He obviously doesn't have a problem with AI, but he takes issue with AI censorship tool just for consoles and child safe mode. Okay, the uncharitable thing to do would be to say he wants to see like the little girls, but I don't think that's fair because the girls in Stellar Blade are all like very adult proportions. I think that's a bit uncharitable. I think it's more like, okay, I don't want to be too mean to this guy. I don't know why I don't, but I don't. I should, because he's clearly like a terrible person, but I don't want to be that mean to him. This guy doesn't seem that bright, so I'm guessing that, okay, a lot of this is just grift, but also I'm guessing he doesn't really see the relationship between AI as a tool and AI as a mechanism for slop production and censorship. Like he doesn't understand that the tool that allows him to make this fake woke Princess Peach thumbnail, this is the same kind of disinformation that he's enabling or like I guess denouncing in the AI censorship stuff, right? Like both of these are tools fundamentally for rewriting reality, you know, for altering reality and removing human creative input. And that's where the root of it comes. You know, it's really difficult to separate those at the root. If you're okay with, like right here, modifying the face of a game character to be uglier than she actually is, so that you can make a point about woke game devs making women ugly, unlike over here or like how they would in Korea or whatever, you're participating in the same kind of removal of agency and truthfulness that you would get in like an AI censorship tool. Oh my god, the video essay I link covers this too. When can we get Vaush reacts to good content instead of cursed content? Gotta grip fast. You were the person who didn't like the fact that I was covering this video. Are you new here? No, you're not. Why on earth would I ever watch like a good video essay that responsibly and coherently addresses a topic? That's my job. Like, we're on my channel. If I'm watching another video and they're doing the work, then I just sit here and agree with it. Like I'm agreeing with this guy conditionally because it sets me up for a contrast. Like, why wouldn't you just watch that video? Do you just want me to agree with you and be like, what a good video. You're a very smart boy, you know? But you cover this topic so many times. No, I haven't. Watching ancient vintage chud videos, I haven't gone over stuff like this in years. This is like an actual fucking, like, I'm getting like whiplash. I'm going back in time. It used to be pretty frequent. I would be happy to go back to this channel, by the way. This to me is, this reminds me of that. Who was that one conspiracy science channel with the little blue cartoon guys? Something science, spirit science. I watched one video of his, and for 2 years afterwards, you people would not shut the fuck up about it. My problem was that, like, for me, one video from that guy was the same as all the videos from that guy. You know, like it was the same thing always, which is to an extent true here as well. But you know, this is my like return with a V. Ugly slop. High guard was made for the modern audience. Man, he really hates the modern audience. Bro is unk. Shitlibs want us to hate Claire Obscure Expedition 33 due to its gay actor, but chuds don't care? Oh, we're coming back to this channel. We're coming back to this channel. This is fascinating. What? Libs want us to hate Claire Obscure due to its gay actor. Chuds don't care? This is we are coming back here. He's pro LGBT. Yes, I think he is, because this is the original. The first wave of post Gamergate chuds were pro LGBT. They were the skeptics, centrists, and what was their term? Classical liberals who were progressive and pro-LGBT, but thought like the activist gays were annoying and the feminists were counterproductive. They were more libertarian coded. Almost all of them turned into fascists if they weren't already, you know? This is wild. But he was talking shit in progressives because his definition of a progressive is an annoying, whiny, censorious, activist progressive. Like in his heart and mind, like an SJW, yeah, but in his heart and mind, right? He's a progressive because he likes women and gay people and stuff like that. Probably not trans people, you know? 40K Boltcon 2 casts Alana Pierce as VA, but sorry shitlibs, we still don't hate Sisters of Battle. What? What do you mean? What? He seems to be generally horny. Yeah, I mean, same. Dude, my standards are so fucking low now. This guy's making like this kind of content, but all of the sexualized women in the thumbnails are unambiguously adults, and I'm like, wow, what a high watermark, you know? I like unironically, no, that's like normal nowadays. Like all the chud channels talking about anime censorship or whatever are like fucking 12-year-old girl model VTubers. Like that one guy. You know exactly who I'm thinking of right now. You all know that one. I don't remember his name. Rev, I think. I don't want to say the wrong guy because I'd be like deeply insulting the person if I say the wrong guy. Is it Rev? Yeah, Rev says this. Yeah, that sounds right. Shitlibs want us to hate Warhammer Boltgun 2, but chuds love the Sisters of Battle in 40K. This is awesome. This is so good. Boltgun kicks ass. I feel like it didn't do enough with its concept. I'm gonna be honest with you. I actually am not a big fan of Boltgun because I think it wasn't innovative enough as a boomer shooter, you know? Please watch the Sisters of Battle one. I'm so curious. Could we come back to it? If your biggest complaint is that you wanted more of it, then it was good. No, I didn't want more of it. I was bored by the end. They didn't do enough with it. Not there wasn't enough of it. You know? Please do more of this? Yeah, I think I will. I kind of like this guy. I don't know.